Hi everybody, it's Saratoga, and this is your weekly focus card reading for the week beginning February 10th through February 16th, 2020. And this card says, shine from within. Now, I don't always read from the words in the card, but I think for this week, these words really mean something, and I'm going to read them to you because I think they're partially covered up. Basically, it says, looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Now, I find it interesting that we have this card for this particular week because Friday, February 14th happens to be Valentine's Day. And even though Valentine's Day is supposed to be such a wonderful so-called holiday, in quotes, right? It can actually be pretty stressful for a lot of people because it's kind of like we're told, well, this is the day you're supposed to show someone you love them and you care for them. And, you know, it's sort of like, again, it's a message coming from the outside. So there's that pressure of, ooh, Valentine's Day, you know, what does that mean? Does this person love me? Or I don't have someone that loves me? Or it's all about looking on the outside. It's all about judgment. It's about evaluation. And, you know, maybe sometimes it turns out well, but for a lot of people, it doesn't turn out all that great. So that's even if that's not something that you're concerned with, that environment is going to be in the collective. Those thoughts are going to be in the collective. And I think what this card is telling us is, hey, you know what? We can't afford to look at things like that anymore. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't celebrate Valentine's Day. What I'm suggesting is really about a mindset. It's about how we see ourselves. So why don't we look at this week, which is the week of Valentine's Day, why don't we look at this week as this really is the time to come to terms with how much do we love ourselves? Not so much only about who loves me or doesn't love me or whatever, but how much do you love yourself? Because your beauty, you don't need people outside of you to reflect back to you whether or not you are beautiful, whether or not you're divine, whether or not you're lovable, acceptable, or whatever. It doesn't come from the outside. And that's really what this message is for this week. It comes from the inside. And this card, the image on this card is really beautiful. It's a little fairy, as you can see. But you'll notice your focus tends to go toward the sparkling energy around her head, the flower wreath on her head, and she has a very peaceful smile. This is not arrogance. This is not, oh, I'm so great, I'm so beautiful, look at me. You can tell by her face there's humility there, but there's self-acceptance at the same time. So the reason I find that so much of this reading is focused on the image around her face and the sparkling, beautiful energy and the beautiful flowers, because how we see ourselves really happens in our mind, right? So the message is you can accept yourself, and when you do accept and when you do love yourself, you're going to feel that sparkling, radiant beauty that is natural to who you are, welling up from within you. And that beauty, that light, and that inner love that you have for yourself, which is natural, is going to begin to radiate out. And that radiant beauty emanating from within you is a beautiful sight to behold. And it's inspiring. You don't need a whole bunch of makeup and perfect clothing and all this stuff to be beautiful. What you really need is that light shining from within you. That is where true beauty comes. And so that's essentially what I want to suggest to you guys to be thinking about for this week. What is your sense of beauty when it comes to yourself? Look within yourself, find that inner beauty. And let me add one other thing, you guys. Why the beauty is found within first, because it is from within you that you are connected to the source of all creation, the source of that which creates the entire universe of unspeakable beauty, right? You're connected. The light that creates all of that beauty in the universe creates you as well. So beauty creates beauty, and beauty is love in form. So when you go within to tap into that inner being that you are, to your heart that is connected to that divine one source that creates all that is, you're opening a door to that beauty, to that presence, to that light, to that love and that power and energy. And that is going to begin to emanate from within you and radiate out through your cells, your molecules, your atoms, and affect not only your own vibration, but the vibration of everything around you. So that's my suggestion for you guys to be thinking about for Valentine's week, which is about love, which is about the heart. Go to that heart within, find that real beauty, ignite your true beauty from within through your self-awareness, through your acknowledgement of who you really are, through fully acknowledging what you're connected to, that which created you, and build that energy within you. Make this a week where you really build that energy of beauty and light and love that emanates naturally from within. So that's my message for you guys this week. I hope you have a wonderful week of peace and serenity and a great deal of joy and happiness. And I will talk to you guys next time. Namaste, everyone.